Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know how I got to the point I got to selling these options. Um, I actually was saving for a car. I had a car, paid that off, and then I was saving money every week for my next car. And I said, I'm going to pay cash for my next car. Well, it got to a point where I had a good chunk of money in there and I started selling options. And I was making money. I mean, it started off slow, but I was making decent money, and it got to the time where I was going to have to buy a car. So I said to myself, like, I've got all this cash now. I'm selling the options. I'm making money. I can't get rid of my capital now. This is what's making me money. So I actually did take out like $10,000 of my money to buy the car, but I kept most of the money I had. Never want to get rid of your capital, because that's your money maker right there. So I kept the money, and I've been selling options ever since. The car, I actually took a loan on the car, and the money I make selling the options, I can pay for the car and the insurance and not have to spend any of the capital. The money I just make with the selling the options, I can pay for all that. So I'll never sell, I'll never spend the capital. I'll just keep, it's like a snowball. You know, you just, it keeps building, keeps building, keeps building. You know, you might be able to take a loan from it or something, but it's really hard to spend the money that you're making money with. So that's the point I got to now. So now it's just building. I just pay on my car, and I use the money that I make selling the options to pay for the car. So it's worked out really well. I made a couple trades today. I'll show those to you in a minute. I sold some puts and some calls, total 27 options. So did pretty good, a little bit better than the last trade. I like to sell the options like every weekly. So I do the weekly options, and the calls, it's kind of the same, but I sold them on Carnival Cruise Lines. I've been selling that lately, options on that. So it's around what, 1780, somewhere around there. So I sold the calls at $20. So same thing. It's got to reach $20, or it's got to close on next Friday, over $20 for me to have to sell my shares. Call options, you have to have the shares. Puts, you have to have the cash to buy the shares. So they're called covered calls because you already own the stock. So if it doesn't close next Friday above $20, I keep the money, and it's the same thing as we did last video. So I keep the money, I keep the shares, and it just ends, and you do it again. So I'll show you what I did. All right, so here are the options I sold today. I sold 10 puts. The expiration date is next Friday, the 25th. I got, well, for those 10, I got 22 cents for those, which is times 1,000, so $220 for those. These calls, covered calls, those are a strike price of 20, and those also expire next Friday. So $20, it's got to, next Friday it cannot close above $20 or I lose the shares. But if I lose the shares, I just put them out at the same exact price, to $20, as a put. So I mean, it's just back and forth, and you just keep making the premium. So the premium I made on those were 12 cents. So times 17, that was $204. So total today, I made $424 from both of these, which was it's a good week. So that was really good. I was happy with that. So we'll see what happens with both of these by next Friday, and then we'll do it again. All right, one other thing I want to show you guys is how consistent this is. I mean, I tell people about this and they're like, you can't make that money every week. There's no way. You know, when you're trading the options, totally different. When you're selling the options, it's way more consistent. I mean, you don't make as much as if you make trading the options when you win trading the options, because you lose a lot more when you're trading them. Put it this way, it's like, okay, whoever trades the options is like the gambler. Whoever sells the options is the house. So that they're the casino. So I've done both, and this works out way better for me. I mean, to each his own. Some people are really good at trading options, but I just like to keep it consistent. It's like a weekly game. So you can see I'm very organized. I write everything down. So this is the stock, the expiration date, the amount of options I sell, what I get for them, and what that equals, and then I add it up for the year. I start a new book every year. So as you can see, and then I put out here what I made total for the week with all the options. So that was a bad week, but I haven't added this up for the past two weeks, but as you can see, these are all the weeks added up. So 491, 406, 370, 553, 466. It's really consistent, like every single week. So, I mean, and then this is last year. So this is the end of last year. So last year I made $13,063. I mean, like I said, the more capital you have, the more you're gonna make. But you gotta start somewhere. 574, oh, that was bad, 50. 276, 288. It just depends on the volatility of the stock. So if it's very volatile, you get more for the premium. If it's not, the premium goes down a little bit. But I've been doing this for a while. I mean, this is how consistent, and I'm still doing it, so you know it works. I've done, I mean, I used to sell TQQQ, AT&T, a bunch of different stocks, but right now I'm just pretty much doing the Carnival because it works really well for me. So as you can see, I just want to show you guys like how consistent it is. Not like there's no really losing. I mean, sometimes you get, if the stock moves too much, yeah, you might get in a situation where you might have to sell the shares, or you might have to buy the shares. So puts, you buy the shares, calls, you got to sell the shares, covered calls, because you already own the shares. So, I mean, it's fun. I love it. I'll probably do this till the day I die, but I just want to show you guys everything I wrote down here and how it all works and how consistent it is. All right, guys. Well, I hope you got a better understanding of how I got to the point I got to. It's slow at first, but the more you learn, and it's just repetitive every week, selling the weekly options. So you just got to follow the stock, see where it is, how it moves, and you can get really good at this where you can make a decent amount of income every week. So you saw the consistency of how I've been doing for years. So it's worked out really well for me, and hope you guys learned a little bit more and see how everything works. And I'll keep you updated on the options that I just sold today that end the 25th, and see how I do on those. So if you have any questions, like I said, just ask. I'll give you my opinion, and I hope you get started and start making some money.